Creator Conversions, where influencer trust meets affiliate tracking.
Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to see you all here. I would please like to have on stage David and Elena. Jay is already here. Would you please join me so that we can start? It's a pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. Please have a seat.
Oh, sorry. You guys okay? Okay.
So we have.
You're gonna be fine.
So we have a couple of things we can go over. The topic is really interesting. And first of all, I would say that we're living in a moment where trust has become the new online currency. We're all, people don't click on the links because they see it, they click on the links because they trust the people who recommended it. And I would say in the past few years, we moved maybe from strict affiliation with numbers and clicks to influencers, where their trust is more important, where the players come, they click because some influencer recommended it. So we're moving from numbers to trust as one of the most important things that we have in the industry. And I expect the next couple of years are going to be different. We're going to see some changes. And I would like to ask Elena the first question. We're going to start with trust-based. So what is the single most important thing you do to earn trust in your work? What would you say?
First of all, sorry for my English, because I'm from Italy and I'm not really good in English, but I have all here, so I can read. To be transparent and to stay true to my values. Trust doesn't come from being perfect. I think it comes from being real, and I have learned to share both the bright and the dark sides, the wins and the losses, because that's what football taught me. The field is a mirror of life. And it's there that I learned to be a woman before being a journalist or an influencer, to deal with pressure, emotion, teamwork, all things that shape who you are. And now my biggest goal is to pass on that message that strength comes from truth, not perfection. I'm still looking for the right way to make it reach as many people as possible, but I know that this is the message I want to live by and share.
Thank you very much. And I completely agree. It takes a lot of time to build that trust, and I suppose it's much harder to build the trust than to lose it. So my next question is for Jay. You got a fan base that trusts you because of your gaming skill. How do you decide what's worth promoting without losing that trust? How do you know where to go, what to accept?
This is a great question. One thing you just said was really good as well. Showing the good and the bad, right? That's like the rule number one of trust, is show the real. Now, when it comes to choosing what to promote, it's all about natural integration for me. I feel like we're in a day and age where audiences can tell if it's something that isn't for them. If it's just something that is a selfish thing, I'm just cash grabbing, let's say, right? But if you do it in a way where it's naturally integrated into your content. For example, YouTube videos, that's my main thing. They're long videos, right? You bring the audience on a journey with you, and then there's a point where you can naturally integrate. For example, I did a deal where it was with, let's say, an exercise brand, and it's a 7-day journey to training like a professional footballer, let's say. On the 3rd day, let's do some exercise. That's where the exercise brand comes in. Just as an example, it's about doing things that resonates with me and also with the audience, and they can always tell. Authenticity is the most important thing, and they can always tell. So that's how I make my choice. It has to be something I know that I can naturally integrate. And if it isn't something I can actually integrate, that's when I think, can I actually do this? Is this the right thing to do? But I believe my creativity, I think I can naturally integrate anything, but that is always the rule of thumb.
Yeah, I understand, thank you. I mean, I come from the affiliate side, and we have an operator here. I have one follow-up question. Do operators, are they ready to wait 7 days, 10 days, a month for you to build that slowly? Like you said, you need 7 days, for example. Are operators expecting results straight away from the first day? Do they understand how much time you need to make it natural, to offer something?
That's a great question again. I feel like it does differ with people. I feel nowadays, because of you know, the trust that I've built with, you know, the size of my fan base, the quality of the videos I produce, if an operator does come to me, they know to expect, okay, we're going to get this in exchange, so we are going to give you the time. I feel like focusing on the quick conversions is not always the whole story, because people can watch your video on day one. A week later, they can watch it. But again, on things like YouTube, where it's longer form, the views may come 2 months later, but you might get 10 million views 2 months later. But in the first week, you may get 500K, 200K, 100K. Now, with those 10 million views you get 2 months later, you've now got an audience that you brought long-term value to. So they're more likely to convert as long-term customers. So I don't believe in just focusing on quick conversions, quick sign-ups, because that's very fast, but then the authenticity lasts, and what you bring on the long term is the most important.
I agree, and thank you for that. I have a similar question for David, since affiliate tracking is built on data, not emotion. How do you measure the trust factor the influencer has when you decide who you want to work with? Because it's not something that we can measure in numbers, it's just trust is something that's built over the long period of time.
Trustworthy is a very important thing when you are buying influencer traffic, but as an affiliate manager who is working like for more than 9 years in the industry, I pray for digits. So for me, it's important to track and measure in numbers. And the first thing I would consider is to track with digital numbers, you know. But on the other side, as a marketing manager, I would trust for engagement. So influence now is not a funny job, you know. It's an entrepreneurship. So influencers should make community management, and if they do well, they will have trustworthy. First of all, coming from engagement of their audience, and when it's not trackable, but as a human, I can go to their social media platforms and check how influencers engage with our audience from local community groups. If he have engagement with like different parts of his community and the audience. So, as a human, I can measure. As an affiliate manager, as I said, it's important to have statistics and digits. As a marketing manager, I see from your platform, yeah.
And Jay, how much creative freedom do you need when you're creating? Are you completely on your own when you're creating, or are operators, for example, looking for something specific, or you have complete creative freedom when you're creating your content? Because you, like you said, you need time to make it seem natural, to have a nice flow.
It does differ. Creative control, as much as possible, is always amazing. However, I do understand that the brands, they have their targets, they have their goals. Therefore, there's certain things you need to hit. I think if there's creative freedom to integrate those in a way that works for my audience, that's always the best. I don't need to, because for example, a brand may say, can you put this at this time in your video? Yes, that's a set rule, but if they say you can do what you want to promote it, but at this point in the video, we need that promotion. That's fine. So it's all about compromising. I think one important thing that needs to be done more in the industry is just more transparency. The influencers, we have our goal. The brands, you have your goal. We put it together, we can understand each other's goals and understand how best to reach them in the most efficient way and the most quality way for the audience. So creative control, creative freedom, it's a dream, right? But I do fully understand that there are certain things that can't just be free, and we need this here. That's completely fine, just as long as we have the freedom to deliver what you want.
Yeah, I guess the compromise is the most important thing. I have a question for Elena. You're a journalist, so as a journalist, accuracy and credibility are everything. Do you think influencer content should be held to similar standards when promoting betting and gambling?
Absolutely, because communication in any form carries responsibility. So, especially when it touches some sensitive areas like gaming or betting, where people can easily be influenced. I come from professional football, so I've learned that respect and accountability mean to your teammates, your coach, or your fan. I bring that some mindset into my work now. And as a communicators, we have to protect trust, not exploit it. It's not just about promoting something, but it's about standing behind what you say. I think influencers and journalists now actually share the same duty to be transparent, accurate, and fair. Because when you lose credibility, it's like losing the dressing room in football. Once trust is gone, it's very hard to get it back.
I completely agree, and I suppose all of us, we're all working to try to show to the players that we really are there for them, to get them all the information they need, to give them a full experience, not just clickbait, but to provide them with the information they really need based on trust. I have a question for Jay. From creative perspective, do you like having tracking links, codes? Do you feel uncomfortable using that commercial part in your videos? Do you have at some point that like maybe I'm too commercial, maybe the viewers are gonna see it as like you sold out, let's say, or something like that? Do you have that problem, how to make it seem?
And this is the most important thing, right? That could be a problem, but I've spent over the last few years building up a trust and loyalty with my audience where they understand and they would want to support that. Of course, there's sometimes where I will feel like, this is a certain type of video and I don't want them to feel like this is the focus of the video. Therefore, you have to do it in a way that's natural. So I don't really run into those problems where I feel like, I'm selling out. And I've never had those kind of comments because we've built up a rapport with the audience now where we can integrate certain brands and, certain initiatives, and it doesn't feel like it's hard selling in your face. It's natural. Like I said, like it could be in the middle of a segment. So the best way, so in my content, the way I do it, for example, again, for my YouTube content, I could sell you this water bottle and still be doing a football drill at the same time because I'm going back and forth and I'm doing it in a way that they enjoy. So they like the fast action. However, I'm still getting the points across. Exactly what the brand want, exactly what the audience wants. So yeah, it's just about building that over time. It does take a while, but the most important thing is having trust. Like you said, the first thing you said, trust is the new currency for sure.
I suppose they also want to support you. They're eager to click on the link to help you out as well because you do bring them creative content that they enjoy. Like we said, we're seeing a big difference with affiliation and influencers. So the question for David is how to integrate influencer traffic into standard affiliate platforms and CRM. Do you think we're there? Do you have some comments what we can do, how we can improve it to include it?
So currently we don't use so much AI tools, but we have big possibility to integrate with AI tools and have more integration with our content. Currently, it's possible to have like direct links, affiliate links, to put promo codes in their stories. But if we are talking about brand visibility, it can't be measured by affiliate tracking or affiliate links. It could be measured by overall statistic coming from overall project. So we can compare current engagement with influencer audience with the last periods, and he didn't. So in this case, we can compare and measure the results that's coming for big influencers, if we are talking about big influencers. If we are talking about influencers that are working with casino streams, it's a different part. It's very much trackable. All of them have their links. All of them have their communities in Telegram or any other platform where can they promote with links, promo codes, and etc. But with traditional lifestyle influencers, mostly we take care about brand visibility and engagement with the audience more than track their actual results by links or promo codes.
I see. And can you tell us, how did your job change in the past 3 to 4 years? Because before it was, let's say, pure affiliation. Now it's going more with influencers. How did your job change? How did your approach change in the past 2 to 3 years? Is there something that
So in the past, like 4 or 5 years ago, we had a lot of sources that generated more traffic than than influencers did, but we did a great job. For example, from my company side, when we entered Latin American market, there are not a plenty amount of influencers and traffic coming to casino. But nowadays, if we see the most valuable traffic, I could say coming from big influencers, big streamers particularly, and brands. And if you see today, many of them are presenting themselves with some sports influencers and have invitations. And that's how it affects. Every influencer have its lifestyle and its community styles, and when brand is making an exclusive deal with this influencer, it's somehow taking its character, its emotions, and it's applying to your brand.
Yeah.
And when we are choosing, for example, lifestyle influencers that we want to work with, we first of all are checking his content. If it's coming with the same line as our product do, yeah, no? So how it changed if like 4 or 5 years ago there was not a lot of influencers who want to work with casino. Now, like I would say, everybody wants to work. So, and casinos are choosing actually from those one whose content is more fit to their actual company culture.
I see, I see. The same question for Jay. How did you, I mean, nothing happened overnight. You've been doing your job for quite a long time. How would you say the past 4 years have been? Did you see a huge growth in your work with the operators, how influencers are now working compared to 2020, even maybe before COVID? Is it constantly growing, or did you see some like roller coasters, ups and downs?
Ooh. So when I did start in 2021, there were definitely less operators working with influencers, or it was a select few influencers who are leading the genre of content that they're in. I feel like these days, there's definitely more influencers. Therefore, there's more operators working with influencers for sure. I feel like the style of collaboration has changed as well. I feel like influencers have been given way more freedom to promote it in the way that works best for their audience. And for me personally as well, I feel like brands will come to me and they'll understand already what I do, and they'll understand what they will get. And they don't really veer outside of that box. Because if you know that this is my style, to ask me to do something else will be unnatural. And it's like brands understand that my audience will not resonate with certain ways to do things. So I think it's definitely more understanding these days. It's very positive. I think it is positive in the scene right now, and it's just going to get more and more. And on the focus on authenticity, it's just going to keep increasing. Like I mentioned earlier as well, the style of content that's trending right now is the authentic, in the moment, reactionary streams, and that's what people love. So you can't tell a creator on a live stream, stop and say this line of text. That's not, the audience are not going to like that. They'll click off, you know?
It should be naturally integrated to your content, but from company side, I would like to make a comment. So nowadays, influencership is not just making stories and making posts a couple of times in a month or year, I don't know. So if you're an influencer, you should have your community management. So I don't know if you have your community manager already working on you or not, but like 4 or 5 years ago, influencers thought they can do everything by themselves, you know? Content creation, content plan, they even made video content and everything by themselves. But nowadays, they treat themselves as entrepreneurs. They hire agencies, they hire managers, and content is being planned. They have their style, and everything is being managed. And this is very important to have a community manager, marketing manager who will plan your content the way it should be naturally integrated to your lifestyle.
It's a whole business model now. It's not just you go out and you turn on the camera.
A single influencer can generate more money than a factory like in a million city.
Exactly. And literally, like you just said, it's very, very planned out. And that way a brand can easily be like, okay, here's what your plan is for your video, your stream. And say, we want to be involved right here. Can you do it in this way? So much easier that way.
So we're trying to find a middle ground between the operators and the influencers, what you request and what you deliver, but keeping your viewers and everything authentic with what the operators are asking. I suppose that's not easy, but I think you're doing a great job. I have a question for Elena. In your experience, what makes a sports audience believe in someone? Statistics, personality, consistency?
I think all of that matter, but if I had to choose, it would be consistency, because statistics can impress people and personality can attract them, but consistency, showing up with the same energy, honesty and passion every single day, that's what earns respect. So I learned that directly on the field. You can score an amazing goal, but it's your effort in every training session, every game that truly defines you. It's exactly the same in my career now. I bring the same passion and discipline I had as a player into every story I tell. I think my audience can feel that. And I'm not performing a role, I'm simply living sport from a different angle.
I see, I completely agree, and thank you for that. I would like to come back to Jay. Did you ever, since again this is kind of new, it's still growing, the influencer traffic and so on, did you ever had to educate a brand on what not to do when working? I mean, the same question would be for David. I just wanted to see how this relationships goes between the influencer and the operator, because you know what you can do, say, and so on, but then again, the operators know what they want.
I wouldn't say that we educate ourselves, I don't know. but it's a synergy. So we work, I think, together to make a great content. Like you make for us, we make something for you. We provide everything if by request, if influencer wants like a design, support and everything. I don't know how it looks like from influencer side. You will tell me more, I don't know.
I think this is more first when I started, but you know, if I had a penny for every time I had to educate a brand on how to do things, I'd be in a yacht right now, you know what I mean? But no, jokes aside, I think it's all about adapting. I feel like the brands will have a certain way they want to do something, and so will the influencer. It's just about having a conversation, because you want the best and we want the best. And I have had many conversations with brands. I'm really into like not just the on the camera. I'm really into behind the scenes of how it works and why it works, right? So there'll be times where a brand will do something in a certain way, and I'll ask a question like, "Why did you guys do it like this, for example? Or why do you think this will work?" And once you have that open dialogue, they might disagree. They might still want to do it their way, but I feel like just being able to voice and give suggestions on what might work better, they may agree. They may not, but the next time they may do an influencer collaboration, they may think, actually, let's try it this way. But like you said, we work together. That's the main thing. You have to work together. It's never against each other. And I feel like in the past, there have been some brands that feel like any rebuttal would be working against. But at the end of the day, no one knows the content better than the influencer. No one knows the brand side better than the brand. So it's like if you put both of your strengths together, you're always going to get the best result. And nowadays, I do feel like that is happening more. And the more it happens, the better the content's going to be, the better the audience reaction, the better the conversions at the end of the day.
Thank you. And since we're almost out of time, I just wanted to ask a quick one. Where do you see this cooperation going in the next few years? Do you see it growing, or do you expect some changes along the way? For anyone, since we have 1 minute, who's...
In the next year, how will change influencer
Are you
marketing?
expecting this cooperation to change, to be even more important, that the players are looking for more trust, more influences
I think
than affiliation?
iTools will come like more rapidly to our industry. We'll have more trackable and measurable things from affiliate side. So affiliate management programs will integrate AI tools that will control and somehow retarget the same audience from the influencer. It will be more interesting and more trackable from our side. From influencer side also affects, I think, AI tools. Content is being created already by AI. But from affiliate side, like it's more about trackable and measurable data.
I see. Thank you. Jay, what
Exactly, I agree completely. I think the trackable data, it's so hard to track what happens 2 months after a campaign. But that stuff is still really important. That can really have a long-term value. So with AI, for example, I do think there's going to be more trackable data. You'll be able to, critique what works, what didn't, even better. Yeah, I just see it improve. Everything about this industry is growing. So it's always going to be an improvement. In the next few years, it will be even better than it is today.
I see. And I think we have one more time for a question for Elena. As creators, your audiences engage because they trust you. But conversions rely on data and tracking. Do you ever feel your authenticity is reduced by numbers and links?
Yes, sometimes it can feel in that way because we live in a time where everything is measured, like engagement, reach, or conversation. But the truth is that authenticity can't be measured. So my work comes from 18 years of playing football, and that experience shaped how I communicate. On the pitch, you don't think about numbers, but you have to think about emotion, teamwork, rhythm. Those feelings can't be tracked by an algorithm. So while data can help us understand people, it should never replace the human connection. For me, social media has always been a consequence, not the starting point. A way to keep showing both Elena the player and also Elena the person. Because I believe people don't connect to perfection, they connect to honesty. That's why I share not only the victories, but also the defeats and the dupes. Football taught me that failure isn't the opposite of success, but it's part of it.
Thank you. And I agree from all of what we've heard, people really are looking for some trust, someone they can relate to, even like we said, even to support them. It is a commercial thing, sharing some tracking link or code, but as far as I see it, the people really want to support the influencers, want to get information from them because they like the content and they don't mind clicking on the link and supporting the influencers in that way, of course, supporting the operators.
Yeah, audience and humans are nowadays are ready to pay for human relationship, That's why I see a trend. So many influencers are creating their privilege groups and privilege chats, and they have monthly subscription even there. So it means that people want to support them and are ready to pay for the engagement and more.
Thank you guys from my side. This covers everything. I hope the audience appreciated it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.